For Pacifica Radio, I'm Teresa Wears-Bianska. The Democratic-backed candidate for Wisconsin Supreme Court has won, defeating President Donald Trump's endorsed challenger. Susan Crawford's victory Tuesday cements a liberal majority for at least 3 more years. In doing so, she overcame massive spending from groups funded by billionaire Elon Musk on behalf of her opponent.
As a little girl growing up in Chippewa Falls, I never could have imagined that I'd be taking on the richest man in the world. For justice in Wisconsin. And we won. And Wisconsins stood up and said loudly that justice does not have a price. Our courts are not for sale.
Crawford defeated Republican-backed Brad Schimmel in a race that broke records for spending and became a proxy fight for the nation's political battles. Trump, Musk, and other Republicans lined up behind Schimmel, a former state attorney general and supporter of President Donald Trump. Billionaire George Soros and other Democrats backed Crawford. Her win keeps the court under a 4-3 liberal majority. Republicans Jimmy Patronis and Randy Fine have won special elections in 2 Florida congressional districts. They were bolstered by President Trump's endorsements to fill vacant seats in reliably Republican strongholds. Patronis fended off a challenge from Democrat Gay Valamont, even though she far outraised and outspent him. Fine won his race Tuesday against Democratic challenger Josh Weil for a seat vacated by Michael Waltz when he was tapped to become Trump's national security advisor. The narrowing margins may signal a shift in public sentiment. It was driven by unusually strong Democratic enthusiasm in 2 of the most heavily Republican districts in the country. Democratic Senator Cory Booker shattered a Senate record with a marathon floor speech that took on the Trump administration's actions on issues ranging from the budget to the core of democracy. Booker's speech lasted beyond 24 hours, though he did get a little help from his Democratic colleagues. Christopher Martinez reports.
These are, without doubt, strange and unprecedented times for the U.S. government, and Democratic Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey rose to the occasion with the longest speech in Senate history.
So tonight, I rise with the intention of getting in some good trouble. I rise with the intention of disrupting the normal business of the United States Senate for as long as I am physically able. I rise tonight because I believe sincerely that our country is in crisis.
He talked about the Trump administration's actions on many fronts, from budget cuts to health care to the assault on democracy. He says institutions that are special are being recklessly attacked and even shattered.
In just 71 days, the President of the United States has inflicted so much harm on Americans' safety, financial stability, the core foundations of our democracy, and even our aspirations as a people for, from our highest offices, a sense of common decency.
He began speaking on the Senate floor Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and he kept on speaking. Senator Dick Durbin is a Democrat from Illinois. He was one of a number of Democratic senators who gave Booker a break by asking a question, allowing Booker some relief without having to give up the floor.
Thank you. I first want to acknowledge this extraordinary moment in the history of the Senate. I believe you've been holding the floor now for more than 10 hours.
But Booker did not stop at 10 hours.
We have laid out what they're trying to do, 20 hours. I want to stand more, and I will, but I'm begging people, don't let this be another normal day in America.
Reporting for Pacifica Radio News KPFA, I'm Christopher Martinez.
President Trump is set to launch a barrage of so-called reciprocal tariffs on friend and foe alike. Today's tariffs come on what the Republican president has dubbed, quote, Liberation Day, to free the U.S. from what he says are years of unfair trade practices. By most economists' assessment, the risky move threatens to plunge the economy into a downturn and mangle decades-old alliances. The White House is exuding confidence despite the political and financial gamble being undertaken. Importers would likely pass some of the cost of the taxes on to consumers. The Budget Lab at Yale University estimates a 20% universal tariff would cost the average household $3,000 to $4,000 per year. I'm Teresa Wiersbianska for Pacifica Radio.